So we're back in another kick-ass situation where we have a comic based off a Marvel imprint that managed to make it to the big screen with Kingsman: The Secret Service. And yes, we're doing this Henry Strait in the Age of Ultron for the same reason. So, no preamble this time, let's just get into the plot. Eggsy is a tough street punk dealing with his ass of a stepfather and his stepfather's own gang of assholes. One day, an old friend of his father shows up, giving him an invitation to join the Kingsmen, a group of civic agents that serve as the modern day Arthurian Knights, protecting England and the world from various threats here and there. Basically, think MI6 if MI6 was even more up its own ass. Eggsy undergoes training with no one believing he can pull it off because he's a lowborn, because, Arthurian Knights. All the while, a tech billionaire begins gathering forces from the most powerful and most important people across the world to begin a culling of humanity. So basically, it's a James Bond plot. And the movie doesn't even try to say otherwise. They constantly make reference to James Bond and how they're not the same type of movie as it is, all while playing constant homage to James Bond. Overall, the entire movie isn't so focused on plot as it's focused on showing off cool stuff. Showing the training that the Kingsmen have to undergo, the fights and some of the parkour stuff, the suits, the gadgets, and that lovely, lovely church scene. If you don't know what I'm talking about, again, look it up because it is beautiful. Then there's also the big fight scene towards the end of the movie that's also just lovely. And again, I just love how they do the action in this thing. It's very well paced, well organized, and well framed. Again, just beautiful action. As for the actors, some of the side characters, notably the members of Eggsy's stepfather's gang, have accents that are incredibly thick that make them hard to understand. As and Sam Jackson, for as much as I love the guy, goes through the whole movie with this weird lisp thing that no one tells him to cut it out. But aside from the lisp thing, he does a good job. I can believe him as his role despite him not seeming to have the right body type for it. It's sort of like I can't believe I'm actually going to say something about Spider-Man 2, but it's sort of like Jamie Foxx's Electro in that movie in the first few minutes of it. How he doesn't seem like the type of person to actually pull that off, but once he gets on camera, he pulls it off. And you can also tell that Sam is having fun with this thing. He is having a ball playing this role, if only because it's kind of hilarious that he can do it. It's ultimately just a fun movie and something that any fan of action schlock or fun action scenes could definitely check out. Nothing more. We're done here.